These are from a shoot with a model who'd never worked outside in Saskatchewan before. New to the city, new to the province, and about 30 minutes in, the mosquitoes were eating her alive. We almost didn't get here. This is the full walkthrough of that shoot, how I used off-camera flash to get these dramatic skies, and then flipped to pure natural light for the last set of the day. Same shoot, two completely different techniques, and I'm going to show you exactly when and why I switched. This was my first time shooting with Dainty. She's from the Philippines, and she spent some time in Canada, but this is her first go at being in Saskatchewan. So this is her first time out in nature for a shoot like this. 34 degrees, mosquitoes, and all. What I wanted to do with this one was actually use both flash and natural light in the same session. So by the end of this video, you're going to get exactly when I reach for off-camera flash and when I just let natural light do the work, and why I made that call each time. If you've ever wondered whether you need to pick a side between flash and natural light, this shoot is basically the answer. After a good dose of bug spray, we went to this wooded area, and the reason why I picked this area is because we have the sun shining through the trees as our backlight. I'm using off-camera flash here as my key light, but I'm using that sunlight to peek through the trees and be my backlight. Dainty and I have never worked together before. This is really just a warm-up session to where we get to know our cadence and shooting and moving, and we're getting acquainted with each other so that the rest of the shoot moves more smoothly. I usually get my models to pick the photos that they want, and Dainty didn't want any of these photos, so I didn't edit any of them, but here are a couple of the shots that we got unedited from this location. I didn't have Dainty move at all. I just moved my light, and then I went into this tall grass, and the reason being is that I wanted some dimension in my photos, so I added this tall grass to kind of blur out in the foreground. And here are some of the unedited photos that we didn't select from this location, just so you can see the effect. So for all you off-camera flash outdoor portrait haters, this is where I think off-camera flash is great. I'm going to place her in the shadows. I can change my settings in camera to darken the skies, improve my shutter speed, use high-speed sync, add flash to my model. I don't have to worry about her squinting in the sun, and I just like the look of these photos, which I achieve with flash. This setting is something that Dainty wanted herself. She said, I really want a shot where I'm kneeling down in this little path with the grass around us. Now, if you look behind Dainty, the sky is actually quite bright and it's almost washed out. So with the flash, I didn't quite use as much high-speed sync as I could have because my modifier is so small. If I would have really darkened the sky, then all the grass that wasn't being hit by this modifier would have been dark and it would have looked a little bit weird. So I only slightly used my shutter speed to darken the sky so it wasn't completely washed out because I wanted to maintain that green grass throughout. And you can see a little bit of the golden rays of the sun kind of hitting the grass in the background. This is an idea that I found on Pinterest that I thought, well, if it's not windy, I'm going to try it. And it wasn't windy, so I basically just set up a backdrop. This is a simple painter's drop cloth, and I just pinned it up to my backdrop stand, and I placed it in the path with some flowers in front of it. There's nothing really crazy here in terms of lighting. I just wanted to try this to see, if I could be a little bit more artistic and creative than what I usually am. Gives me just another set out in nature. I'd love to know what you guys do for experimenting with your models. I warned Dainty about this. I sent her a couple of inspiration pictures on Instagram and said, hey, I'd really like to try this if the settings are right outside. I don't really care if none of these turn out, but I do need somebody to practice with. So if you'd be down, I'd love to try this out. But what do you guys do? Do you warn your models that you're going to try something creative, or do you just kind of surprise them while you're there? The other thing I wanted to comment on was maybe you saw that blue tent and a wardrobe change. This little tent I've been taking with me all summer, and it is great to just pop up and my models can change very easily, and then I just take it down and move it along with us. This is definitely the event of the night that I've been waiting for. I'm waiting for this beautiful color to come into the sunset. And like it or not, I'm using flash outdoors. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to get the colors in the sky and have a nicely lit model. So I'm using high-speed sync, 1/500th of a second, shooting wide open at 2.8. Now, the only way I can do this is if I block the sun with my model, and that way I won't get a huge hot spot behind them, and we'll get some of the colors, the oranges in the sky. For your sake of learning, I want to explain how I got there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to underexpose my subject and try to get that color in the sky. And you can see I have f2.8 at 1/1600th of a second. And the problem with that is that everything around Dainty that my flash can't light is going to be dark. And I thought that was a little bit too dark. So then I have to sacrifice some of those sky colors, and I'm going to lighten up my subject by slowing down my shutter speed to 1/500th of a second. Then I can fine tune my flash so that Dainty is not blown out. I can get that nice mix of normal looking skin and nice looking skies. That's the goal anyway. At this point in the shoot, I'm actually quite confident that I can do the rest in Lightroom. And here are my Lightroom settings. You can see I don't adjust the exposure at all. I bring the highlights down, raise the shadows a little bit, the whites come down a bit, and the darks come down a bit. Dehaze will add a little bit more color into my sky, and I didn't even touch the vibrance or saturation to add more color in there. So we go from this to this photo right here before we've retouched it in Photoshop. Okay, for all you natural light fans, all we did now was I turned around. I'm shooting the exact opposite direction. We have the beautiful sunlight falling onto Dainty. Don't need any flashes. We get these really nice images. And whether or not you're a flash fan or a natural light fan, I'm going to let Dainty be the judge of what she liked better. And she picked more of the flash photos at sunset than the natural light. And really, I'm only making these images so that she's happy. So I will allow her to say that flash wins on this shoot tonight. So that's the shoot. Flash for dramatic stuff and natural light to close it out. Neither one is the right way to do it. They're just different tools for different moments. And I think this shoot is a pretty good example of that. I want to know which set was your favorite, the dramatic flash, lit skies, or the natural light at the end. Drop it in the comments. I love reading them and getting back to you. If you want to go deeper on the flash side of things, I've got a full breakdown on backlighting and flash fill linked right here. And if you want to see more real shoots like this, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. My name is Chris Hartman. Thanks for watching.